Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another episode of Tales from the Padded Room. I am, of course, your host, Eric Carlino, here with my little weekly vlog, just recapping the week for me, some fun topics, all that fun stuff. I am coming to you from the home of the 2024 Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. That's right, my birds won the Super Bowl in dominating fashion a week ago today against the Kansas City Chiefs, 40-22. What a game it was. Oh my God, from start to finish, just a great thing. Just the Eagles winning their second championship of all time. I know I'm wearing Phillies gear right now, but spring training just started up. Pitchers and catchers reported earlier this week, so let's go Phils. Got to move on to, the next part of the annual cycle here, baseball season getting ready to start up in just a few weeks. Looking forward to that. We'll see what happens with the Phils this year, coming off of a disappointing finish last year. Let's move on. Get out of sports and news here. Me, personally, VO stuff this week. Had some interesting auditions come by. A couple animated projects that sounded kind of fun. We'll see if anything comes of it. Had some pharmaceutical stuff come over, add some internal stuff as well that sounded kind of interesting. Nothing's on NDA, so I'm free to talk about any of that here. Not that I recall a lot of the details, but that's my memory. Anyway, let's see. No workshops planned for this week. There's a couple of interesting, a brand new, I guess you could sort of call it a conference. Get Together was just announced, to get out of your booth, I guess they're calling it. Mike Cunningham, Gentafoni is, they're heading that up. Hoping to be able to get to attend that as long as work cooperates. We'll see what happens there. But it should be a good time. A lot of good people, local, regional to the area, are going to be there. I know Terry Briscoe, Tim Powers, Mike Cunningham, like I already mentioned. A lot of other great people that I associate with personally in the industry. A lot of good friends and colleagues. Jim Frank. Who else? I can't remember who else was slated to be there. So that should be interesting as well. Hopefully I'll get to attend that. Get into this week's fun topic. We are solidly in the middle of winter, at least in the greater Philadelphia area. We've seen a fair amount of snow so far this year. I know it's probably right around our average. We're supposedly headed for a pretty big storm later this week. We'll see what happens there. The last I heard is they were talking a pretty substantial amount of accumulation, somewhere in like the neighborhood of like 8+ inches. That's what she said. So we'll see what happens with that. Me personally, I don't know how you feel about seasonal weather. I'm not a big fan of snow personally, because I don't like driving it. I'm not a fan of driving in it, even though I have an all-wheel drive car. I like looking at it. Not a fan of having to clean up after it. Not a fan of, again, like I said, having to drive in it. But I will take colder weather over hot and humid any day. Like to know your thoughts on that. Feel free to comment. I know I have family members that live down south. They're in like the Florida area along the Gulf of Mexico, or not far from the Gulf of Mexico. I refuse to call it the other name. I know I said no politics. I always say that. But anyway, they deal with like the warmer weather and everything like that. Me personally, I would take the cold. Don't give me heat, humidity. I am a delicate flower. I wilt in that kind of weather. But what are your thoughts? What's your go-to season? Some people prefer spring, but then again, you deal with the spring allergies. Some people are just straight up summer people. They love the beach. They love the heat. They love the humidity. Some people like when the colder, crisper air comes in the fall. So, where do you stand on that? Leave a comment. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment there. I guess I'll wrap up here. Keep this kind of short and sweet this week. I will catch everybody on the flip side next week with whatever's going on over the course of this week. Have a great President's Day if you are in a position where you have the day off. Otherwise, just enjoy the week. Happy Valentine's Day belated to my lovebirds out there. Hope everybody enjoyed that. And I will catch you on the flip side. Stay strong, everybody.